Welcome to our podcast, Becoming You. The Becoming You philosophy is it's never too early or too late to upgrade. Actually, plug in the way you plug in your cell phone. You need to upgrade the iOS thing every now and then. That is the philosophy around Becoming You, that you plug in to other leaders, change agents. You learn other people's incredible story, because if one person can do it, then you can do it too. So if you're listening today, you are going to be really taken on a journey of a very unique guest. We have Donna Eldridge in the house. Welcome, Donna.
Thank you so much, Wendy. I'm excited to be here.
I know your journey. I've known you for, what's it been, about a decade or more?
I think a little bit more.
You were living in New York at the time.
Yes.
We met on a cruise.
Yes.
You never know who you're going to meet, and you never know where you're going to meet them. Mm-hmm. And I think I had a workshop. I was leading a workshop. You were there, and we met. And then lo and behold, there was synergy.
Totally. Yeah.
And I really do believe that the Becoming You is about synergy and paying attention to the signs that you get when you meet somebody, and that you're open. And you were very, very open. You were on a cruise. What was that cruise even called? Do you remember?
It was the Zen Cruise.
It was the Zen Cruise.
2014.
2014. Look at you. You remember all the details. And I remember at the time, well, we started to work together, and you were launching a business, and you were raw food chef.
Yes.
Right? And oh my goodness, I was learning about raw food. So I was absolutely fascinated. And you actually had a product. You had developed a product. It was a bar or a vitamin.
It's called Perky Fruit Body.
Perky Fruit. There you go. So here you are. You're in New York. You develop a product. You actually have a product line. You go to chef school. You become like a raw food chef. And then when we started to work together, you wanted to put on retreats. Like that was an idea that you had.
Yes.
And so can you share a little bit about that journey and why you wanted to do these things? I think, the journey was health related, right? So you share a little bit about that.
Yes. It was mostly health related, wanting to seek out healthy alternatives for myself and where I was at. I had been diagnosed with chronic fatigue syndrome and fibromyalgia and depression and anxiety. And I just wasn't feeling satisfied with the diagnosis and where I was at, and I was seeking out like health and food and different things that could help me to heal myself. So I started the quest that way. And at the time, my boyfriend had come together and we created this product at the time, and that's where, when I met you, we were doing the event with you. And then it was some years later that I discovered the ayahuasca path.
Okay, so you just dropped a really big word there, ayahuasca. I know when I went on my spiritual path and learning about the brain, and that, meditation does a lot to take you through the process so that you can de-stress and change your life. Mm-hmm. But there are other ways to do it when you safely, that you can get the result of releasing some pain and difficulty, like through a process and that sort of thing. So can you share with us what ayahuasca is and how you discovered that?
Yes. I discovered ayahuasca in 2013 when I was invited to the first ever retreat with this Colombian tribe from the Inga Siona tribe. And it was someone I had met in Costa Rica.
I was going to say, how do you even meet somebody that's doing this kind of thing? How does it even happen?
Well, I was at an advanced yoga training in Costa Rica, and I met this person, and his name was Leonardo. And we became friends, and he invited me to the first retreat that this indigenous tribe was doing in Colombia in 2013. Ayahuasca is commonly known as a tea or a special brew, and it's extracted from the plant of the ayahuasca, which is like the vine of the ayahuasca and the leaves. So there's two.
Where's it grown? Where do you find that?
It's grown in the Amazon jungle, and it's grown in many different countries: Ecuador, Peru. Brazil and Colombia, but this particular tribe and brew that I work with is called Yahe. That's what they call it. It's a form of two different ingredients of the ayahuasca, which is the vine, and then the leaves are the chacuna leaves.
From
which
nature.
are the DMT.
Okay,
Correct.
interesting. So DMT, so now you talked about DMT. There are more and more people that are talking about alternative ways for healing and for awakening, with ayahuasca being one of them. There are even some well-known people that we know, a football player, et cetera, that are talking about these things. Did you know right away when you heard about it that this was for you, that you wanted to go deep on this journey? Were you experiencing a really difficult time in your life and you really were looking for ways to break through? What were you thinking at the time?
I believe that I had tried many other ways in my life, and I said, oh, okay, I found this way, and this person shared this with me, and I was like, oh my God, this sounds exactly what I need. And there wasn't any research or anything on Google at the time. There was nothing you could Google or really find out about it, and now it's everywhere. But I just went on a whim, and I decided to go because I knew I had some old traumas and things that were still coming up and surfacing in my life that I just couldn't shake. And these old beliefs and patterns that were happening. So therefore, for me, I just decided to go, and it was just life-changing. Everything was laid out for me in the medicine. It showed me my path. It showed me that I was leaving a 6-figure corporate job, and I was going to be working as a bridge in the medicine work, bringing people to the medicine, and also becoming a healer on this path, because we really are our own healer. And my tribe really, shared that a lot with me, is that we have to heal ourselves first before we can help others. And so it was really became a journey of self-healing, self-awareness, and self-love. I know we've talked about before, is really deep diving into that and discovering who I was before I would be able to help others. But the medicine showed me this early on my path, that this was going to be my new life, my new work, and how I wanted to help women heal. And that has been something that I've been doing most of my life.
A lot of years now, hundreds of women that you have taken on this journey that you have supported. You've supported prior to going on this journey and the ayahuasca, and then afterwards integrating, because this is not something you want to do alone. You since have moved from New York. You've moved down to Florida. We're lucky to have you here. You travel around. You go international for what you do down there and what you do here in the United States as well. But talk to us a little bit about the power of forgiveness, because I know you developed a whole program around that, and that has been a significant part of the healing in your own life.
Yes, and that's why my chapter in the book, Becoming You, is how ayahuasca helped heal my life with freedom through forgiveness. I found that working in the freedom through forgiveness work, really with myself first, was so empowering, being able to heal and to let go of a lot of things that had happened to me, to forgive the people that I felt wronged for, and also forgiving most of all myself. And through that self journey and awareness of through forgiveness brought in the self-love. And this is what
Can I stop you there just because I just want our listeners to reflect on that. That could sound fluffy, self-love. Can you talk about, for you in your life, what that looked like? Were you noticing that you were hard on yourself, that you were criticizing yourself? What was happening? That part, the discovery part, and then how it transitioned into forgiveness?
That's a really great question, Wendy. Thank you for asking that. I believe for me, I was always like beating myself up and had a lot of shame, a lot of guilt, a lot of anger for myself for some of the choices I had made or some of the things that may have happened to me in my life. And we always are our worst enemy.
It's so true. I know. I'm always like, I can't believe I did that. And you look at yourself in the mirror and you see what's wrong. You don't see what's right. You're like, I got a line here. My hair looks messy over there. And we're highly critical of ourselves. So the fact that you even paused and you noticed that was going on in your life, you have to notice something first, and then you can take the steps to move forward to the other side.
Right.
So I appreciate you saying that's what you were feeling at the time.
Thank you. And I think that was the big aha moment. And, the forgiveness work started for me very early on. I think around 2005, I discovered this radical forgiveness work that I'm now teaching and certified to teach. But I found that started the path. And then when I met the ayahuasca, it was really the medicine that helped me to go beyond to the next level for me, and to really shed all of those feelings and all of that dis-ease in my body, and letting go, because a lot of the health issues that I had was holding on to the anger, the fear, the trauma, the resentment, the things that were keeping me stuck in life. So the medicine really helped to push me on before that. But the forgiveness part was really the best gift that I gave myself. And I think that was where everything started to shift, was having the awareness of what was causing me to not be well and to not be healthy and to feel sick and to have these labels that doctors had put on me, and making that shift through bringing in the forgiveness work, where the best thing you can give yourself is the forgiveness, it's the gift. And then the other people get that gift as well. So,
and you don't even have to tell them. When you're forgiving somebody, you don't have to call them on the phone and go, I'm doing forgiveness work so I can let go of such and such, right? You just do it for yourself.
Yeah. It's between you and your creator. And I feel like also the medicine really helped me to get closer to God, and to really understand that through God and through the forgiveness is how it all works. Because we're not strong enough, we're not big enough to do it ourselves.
Don't you feel like people are like ready, like at a moment's notice, to explode? Yeah. They beep their horn in the highway, like,
in Florida.
Yikes, like everybody's there. Like the word that is in vogue that comes up is like triggered. So how you can become less triggered so that you can become the best version of yourself. I love the way that you support women, primarily women, but men too, and really hold them through the process, because part of it is a scary journey to do it alone. And we feel like we're alone. We feel like we're isolated. Mm-hmm. Can you talk a bit about how you do that?
Sure. Well, some of my women's retreats, what I do are I've been doing abroad. And so that would be like a 7 to 9 day trip. But
what about someone who can't travel and just wants to work on the phone with you or something like that? Or anything that you do live, like one-on-one in South Florida?
I do coaching, one-on-one coaching, and we do have some different events that we do in the U.S. We're working with the tribe. If someone's interested, they can always reach out to me, and I can share more with them on a call. And then my coaching program is basically Spiritual Life Designs, which is a one-on-one coaching program. I'm also starting to do group coaching now. And I help people to really understand where they are and where they want to go. And how they want to get there is what we decide, and I customize a program for each person. And through the plant medicine integration, when someone has come and experienced the medicine with my tribe, whether it's in the U.S. or abroad, because we do a lot of retreats in Colombia, through that process, I do plant medicine integration, and I also help them to design their new life, because it's like they have new lenses, new eye lenses on.
I love that.
After they've had an experience, because it's like the consciousness has been awoken, and they don't want to go back to the way they were living.
And the people, like they have to go back to their home, they have to go back to their job, they have to go back to their spouse, and they need someone to hold it through because they've had the experience, but how do they integrate that into their life?
Yeah. So I help them step by step, being able to know how to go back and have the integration in their life, and to take those steps where they really feel like they don't only just have this experience, but then they know how to incorporate it into their lives.
What I want people that are listening today is, like, you think about the things that we focus on. We focus on making money, right? Let's call it what it is. We focus on making money. We are hustling. We're thinking about productivity, investing in our productivity and investing in these kinds of activities. But the best investment that you can make is to clear yourself from your past so you can remove the blocks, because if you haven't made the money and you haven't had the career success or find the partner, the love partner, that there is something that is inside, but you don't know what that is. And here it sounds simple, but it's so profound. I have to tell you, Donna, that forgiveness was the catalyst that helped me completely transform my life. And it gave me the courage to leave corporate and launch a new career and do what I do today. And I know it's done the same for you. And you now dedicate your life. I wish I would have known you. I was doing forgiveness by myself. I didn't have anybody to talk to. I didn't know anybody. And I had to do it. I had to find resources online. I listened to Marianne Williamson talk about forgiveness through the book, A Course in Miracles. And that really changed me. So for 1 year, every single solitary day, I had to do that. And you can do it in a shorter period of time with a real person that you can call, text, and connect to help you through that process. Where were you back then when I was doing this forgiveness work?
Probably working on myself. But we've known each other a long time, and you've really helped me a lot with my coaching as well. So I'm so grateful for you in my life, Wendy. You have been such an amazing inspiration to me. So thank you so much for that.
Well, we're soul sisters. We're totally soul sisters. What do you see in the future for you? Where are you going next?
I see that I'm really taking a lot more energy and time into my coaching programs and really getting the message out there that way. I feel like integration is such a big key for people's success on this path. And that's something I really want to work deeper on. I will be doing some more events in the U.S. and abroad with the medicine work, and just the sky's the limit.
Great. I love that. The sky's the limit. Where can people connect with you?
They can reach out to me on my website, which is Spiritual Life Designs with an S.
We'll link in the show notes.
Yeah. And my Instagram account is Donna Eldridge 1111. And also
Spiritual Numbers.
Spiritual Numbers, yeah. So that's where. Yeah.
Beautiful. Marquee, billboard, downtown Fort Lauderdale. You've got the primo spot right there, Broward and Federal Highway. What does your billboard say?
I always go back to my favorite mantra, be the change you want to see in the world. And I feel like I am the change that I want to see in the world.
I love it. Be the change that you want to see in the world. Yeah, I love it. Thank you so much for being on today,
Wendy.
Donna.
Thank you so much.
Love you so much.
Love you too. Thank you.
Here at Becoming You, we are all about self-image, identity, reinventing yourself in every area of your life. And number one is your health. I think everybody would agree with that. Fitness is so important, and it gets confusing out there. There's so many different options. Strength training, weight training is so critically important to become the best version of yourself. It has a spillover into every area of your life. Locally, here in South Florida, we have Just Lift Studios as one of our premier sponsors. This gym is first, personally, my gym. And the reason why I love it so much, I can't even call it a gym. It is a one-stop shop for your health and well-being. I used to have to decide, am I going to spend my time in the morning with my personal growth, or am I going to make it in to do my workout? Now I have found a way to combine them both in such a short period of time. For me, if I can knock it out in an hour, that is a win-win-win. At Just Lift Studios, that's it. You walk in, they do this motivational talk before you even get started. They have a theme every month. I get so psyched. I get so jazzed. They talk about your morning routine. They talk about visualization. They talk about all the things to becoming the best version of yourself. And then you go from the mindset piece into the physical. You do weight training. It's personalized. It's one-on-one in a group setting, every body type, every stage of life, young, it doesn't matter, any age, older, every age bracket. I just love the studio, and they have a special gift for you. When you use the code, which is, you guessed it, Becoming You, you get a free pass to try out the studio. And when you purchase a 10-session package, you get 2 free sessions. So thank you so much to Just Lift Studios. We love you.